Hey guys, welcome to How to Do Laundry from Dirty to Clean for Williams Montessori, rite of passage. Let's go ahead and get started and see what we can do. All right, so you got a lot of laundry. All right, maybe your mom has been doing your laundry, your dad doing your laundry. Maybe you do some of your own laundry already, but more and more as you become an adult, when you move to college, you're going to really have to think critically about how you do your laundry. Why? One, you're going to start buying most of your clothes, and when you buy your clothes, you don't want them to shrink or be stained or all the things that can happen with laundry. You want them to be well maintained. Also, you don't want to wear dirty, wrinkled, nasty clothes to a job interview. You need to be able to do your laundry correctly to help maintain a job, to get a job and maintain a job. So let's look at the importance of laundry. So you got to buy a big old basket of laundry. All right. You should always, wash clothes before you wear them because most clothes, when they are manufactured, have amounts of formaldehyde and formalin on them. That is not good chemicals to have against your skin. They're irritants, so you want to wash them before you wear them. But then we also need to just sort laundry each week. So to get the best clean, we need to sort the laundry according to cleaning labels. So on the right here, I have a table with a guide to textile care cleaning symbols. Most labels, most tags in your clothes also have it written out, but not all. So it might be helpful for you to get yourself a little card with these symbols on it. It provides a lot of information about how to wash, dry, bleach, iron, or any of the other things that you might need to do with your clothing. So general sorting, if I'm at my house, I will sort into hot, warm, cold, and delicate. So in hots, you put anything that's white, your bedding, very dirty items such as sports gear, undergarments, diapers in my house, anything with sweat, poop, or vomit is generally, and dirt. So if you work a very industrial job, you will put your really dirty clothes into your hot laundry. Next, you have warm. In warm, you generally put your man-made fibers such as polyester, rayon. Well, rayon's a little more it's testy sometimes. Your knits and your jeans, okay, will go in warm. Cold. In cold, you'll put dark or bright colors, especially those that might bleed, or you can also use cold if you want to be eco-friendly, and also if you want to prevent shrinking. And I'll talk about how to prevent shrinking further later on. And then you have your delicates or your hand wash. That includes complex undergarments such as girdles, bras, anything that is boned, tights, leggings, those sort of things. Anything that is made with silk, rayon, tulle is a very gauzy fabric, and as I said, gauzy fabrics you're going to want to put through the delicates or hand wash cycle. All right. If you have a lot of clothes to wash, say you have let your clothes pile up for months and have not done them, all right, and you have a closet of overflowing clothes and you've got 6 or 7 loads to do, you may want to separate it into more difference. So you can have your whites, all right, your white t-shirt, white underwear, white socks, other general items, all right, and this is white sturdy cotton, all right. All right, and the normal agitation hot water cycle. Then you have your darks, your grays, blacks, navies, reds, dark purples, anything similar. You have your lights. These are your pastel colors, pinks, lavenders, light blues, light greens, yellows. You're going to put in your lights. Linen. Linens are for your cottons and cotton blends. Linen is a light, gauzy fabric that shrinks, but it is cotton. And when I say cotton blend, I generally mean a cotton polyester, but mostly cotton. All right, those are your linens, and those are usually things that are light and gauzy, great for summertime. You would also put your seersucker in this linen column if you own a seersucker suit. Then you have your delicates. So it says lingerie, pantyhose, washable silks. All right. Anything you want to keep away from harsh agitation. All right. And then you have your heavy soil again, your dirtiest laundry. But when you do heavy soil, you also need to make sure you have enough items that you have sufficient agitation. And we'll talk about that in a later slide when we get to wash. All right, pre-treating stains. All right, you can buy like a pre-treating stain treatment like Shell or OxiClean, and those are great, but simply spraying on that will not treat the stain. Very rarely will it do enough. All right, so one, you should always treat the stain as soon as you can. All right, don't let it sit in the laundry basket for days. I keep the stain pre-treater right by my laundry basket, and I spray things as it happens. All right, you're going to then apply the pre-treatment, and then you're going to get a little water and use an old or a designated toothbrush. I have old toothbrushes, and I use that to rub and agitate the stain and get that soap into the stain. All right, if you have oil stains, no matter what, whether you've already washed it and gotten it, all right, if you have an oil stain, it looks like it's wet, but it's dry, that's an oil stain. Use dish soap, like Dawn dish soap. Put a little bit of that on it, take your toothbrush and a little water, scrub it in until it foams up really well. That'll get it out, no problem. Blood and other bodily fluids. Okay, so you ladies, we know, things happen. So blood and other bodily fluids, if you soak them in hydrogen peroxide, it almost without fail gets it out. It's great. Bloody vomit, any of those things. Hydrogen peroxide, poop too. All right, generally can get out with hydrogen peroxide. Pen or pencils. All right, hand sanitizer, hairspray, or ethanol alcohol. So you can go out and buy some, some ethanol alcohol in the form of liquor. You can sometimes buy it in small bottles at the store. I'm not talking about your rubbing alcohol, your isopropyl. That generally doesn't do it. But you can also use your hand sanitizer or hairspray. And then my favorite is a Fells Naphtha bar. You buy it on the laundry aisle. It's a bar like a bar of soap called Fells Naphtha. You just wet the edge of that little bar in some water and scrub it into that stain, and it'll get it out. All right, so let's talk about how stain removal happens at the scientific level. So here I have a lovely little cartoon. So a stain is generally oil, okay? It's oil based. So you've got your water floating around. It doesn't like the stain, okay? So it brings in soap. Soap has two parts. It's got a hydrophilic head. Hydrophil means it loves water, so the head likes to be in the water. And then it has a hydrophobic tail, okay? Notice they look like little sperm, okay? So what will happen is the tails of the soap will be attracted to the dirt, the oily dirt, and the heads will surround it, creating a bubble. And that's what bubbles are, all right? And then that lifts the dirt from where it's seated and pushes it away, all right? And so this other image shows you your soap molecule with its water attracting in and its water repelling. It gets the dirt particle, the oil and the grease in the middle, and that allows us to wash it away. All right, laundry detergent. All right, one, you need to make sure that you're using the right amount of laundry detergent recommended for the washer you're using. All right, HE stands for high efficiency. Most machines these days are high efficiency, or non-HE, some older machines you might see. More soap is not necessarily better. All right, why is that? If you use a lot of soap, you end up leaving a soap residue behind, all right? You have a soap residue left behind, all right? When you sweat, the oils and the dirt will combine with that soapy residue, and it'll give off a foul odor, all right? So not only are you already sweaty and nasty, you now smell even worse. So you want to make sure that you're using the right amount of laundry detergent so that all the soap is washed out and all that's left is just clean laundry. All right, and that'll help keep your clothes smelling good and you smelling good. Enzymatic cleaners or boosters, they're great and lovely, but they are definitely not necessarily. Laundry detergent is sufficient to get your clothes clean. All right, say you get really, really poor, all right, or and you can't afford Tide, or you can't even afford some of the cheaper stuff, all right, expensive laundry detergent is not necessarily going to work that much better, all right? I've made my own laundry detergent before. It works great. So I take, again, one of those Fells naphtha bars. I grate it like I'm grating cheese. All right, I add a cup of borax and a cup of washing soda. Both of those can be bought on the laundry detergent aisle. And then if you want to, you can add a cup of OxyClean or baking soda. That acts as a booster, okay? And then you only have to use 2 tablespoons per load, all right? But you want to store it in an airtight container. Borax clumps up really bad when it's exposed to moisture in the air, so store it in a nice airtight container. All right, my personal favorite detergent right now is called Allen's Naturally. It's a record low price of 80 cents per load. You buy a 1-gallon jug. It costs you $68 for the 1-gallon jug, which sounds ridiculous, but that is almost 1,000 loads of laundry in 1 gallon. All right, it's also super eco-friendly, completely washes clean off. I also love Rocking Green, which is another detergent, and it's made right here in Charlotte, North Carolina, which is super awesome. All right, let's talk about fabric softener. So fabric softener works by coating the individual strands of the thread with a film. It leaves a pleasant scent, it reduces statics, and it leaves just a generally soft feeling. All right, the pros. Clothes feel softer, they smell good, and they have less static cling. Problems, all right, especially with liquid fabric softener, the clothes are more flammable because that liquid layer makes them more flammable. The scents can also bother people with skin sensitivities, all right? Also, you have something on there, and again, just like if you had leftover detergent, all right, when you sweat, give off just body cells like on a normal day, all right, it'll combine with that and you'll start to smell bad faster, all right? All right, if you have items that need to be absorbent, such as towels, diapers, all right, dish towels, whatever, they will be less absorbent because there's now an oil coating surrounding the thread that needs to absorb the liquid. So you absolutely do not want to use fabric softeners if you need to use something absorbent. If you are doing something like diapers, you don't even want to use fabric softener with your other clothes because it leaves a residue in your washer and dryer. All right, and also the use of dryer sheets, because some people think that's great. It gives off xenoestrogens, which is a synthetic estrogen. It ends up building up in your fatty tissues, and it can affect the natural function of your hormone-producing glands. So essentially, you get an extra estrogen, and that can mess with your reproductive organs, all of that. So that's something that's very questionable that we're not sure about the safety about. All right, chlorine bleach, Clorox, okay? It helps get whites really, really clean, and it sanitizes, okay? What's the problem is it can bleach other clothes, which it's awful if you don't want to bleach your jeans and suddenly you have bleached jeans. And then most clothes are not bleach safe. Even if it's a white clothes, if you look and it says do not use chlorine bleach, don't use it. Bleach is a really harsh chemical, all right? And it can compromise the fibers in your fabric if you're constantly using it or you're using it when it says don't use it. So be very careful with chlorine bleach. Washing machines. Okay, so there's 2 key things to a washing machine, all right? Water and agitation, all right? So when you put your clothes in your modern washing machine, it takes the weight, all right? It figures out the weight, and based on the weight, it determines how much water needs to be used, all right? And it only puts in the amount of water that needs for that weight, all right? Water is also needed to get those soap molecules through everything. So if you have something that's really dirty and you really need to get those soap molecules into it, you need more water. All right. Also, you need agitation to help move those soap molecules to the things and help them move around. You need to agitate or rub the fabric together in the machine. All right. So those are 2 key things to cleaning. All right. So how to select an appropriate cycle, you're going to look at your machine. You should have sorted your clothes, hot, cold, whatever. You're going to look for a hot cycle, warm cycle, cold cycle, whatever's on there. Sometimes they say like bedding. Bedding is pre-programmed to be hot, okay? Sanitize, hot, cold wash. But really all you need to know is hot, cold, those warm. All right, extremely dirty laundry. I'm the queen of this. First, you're going to rinse off any chunks as best as you can. So if, say, you have dirt chunks on it, you want to try to scrape them off, get them off as best you can. You got vomit on it, you want to get the chunky vomit off of it. You got poop, you want to flip as much of the poop off. All right, Then you're going to run a short, cold rinse cycle. All right, you're still going to put soap in on this cycle, but all it is doing is rinsing the top layer of the dirt off. All right, then you're going to run a long, hot cycle with an extra rinse to really deeply clean. And here you're going to double the amount of soap that you generally use. All right, that extra rinse is going to help you make sure you get all that extra soap, but then you're going to make sure. All right, you want to also add wet towels to your washer. What's that going to do? It's going to make your washer calculate a greater weight. All right, so it'll add more water. Water is really key to cleaning, and you'll have something extra in there for agitation to help agitate. All right, two key things to washing: water and agitation. All right, drying clothes. So line drying is an option. All right, you may think that's old school, but it is. All right, what are the great things about line drying? All right, if you've got whites and you can't use chlorine bleach on them or Clorox, you can put them out in the sun, and the sun will bleach the stains out, and you won't lose your colors. Say it's on a yellow shirt, you won't lose your colors. Sun bleaching. All right. Also, after you put it out in the sun, it smells fabulous. All right, you just want to rub your nose in it and sleep in it all the time. All right, it's super eco-friendly, doesn't require any energy, and it is also a must-do for delicate clothes. Now, what are the problems with line drying? It takes more time. You need space, more space for it. All right, it's better if warm weather, all right, but you can do it in the cold. The cold is actually good if you have like lice or something, because it'll freeze the lice or shock them, and that's fine. But it also frees your clothes, but it will eventually dry them. All right, it also can leave things feeling stiff. You don't want to do line drying for your towels. It leaves them feeling stiff, which doesn't feel great the first time you use it. All right. All right. Also, if you have sweaters, a lot of sweaters cannot be dried in the dryer, but they must be laid flat. So they cannot go on the line. So you often put like a towel, and then you put another towel on the sweater down, another towel on top. You roll up the sweater and the towel to squeeze it, then you unroll it and let it dry. All right, laying flat. All right, now, most of us will do most of our laundry by drying it in the dryer. So you're going to choose the lowest heat setting you can that will get your clothes dried in a reasonable amount of time. So you should expect about 60 minutes to dry your clothes. If you use high heat, that's what causes shrinkage. It causes the fibers to tighten up too fast, all right? And that causes shrinking of your clothes, all right? If you don't want to shrink your clothes at all, if you almost want to stretch them, you need to line dry your clothes. A lot of people will line dry their jeans because they don't want their nice jeans to shrink up. All right. If you need them to be sanitized, dry them on high heat. That would be your undergarments or your bedding. All right. Man-made fibers, polyester, rayon. Do not dry them on high heat. Those chemical chains will shrink right up, and your clothes will be bad. All right. And my goal, when in doubt, line dry your clothes. What are essentials that you need to have in your tank, all right, when you go to do laundry? You need some laundry baskets, or you need a laundry bag, all right? You don't have to have baskets, all right? If you're in short and space, a laundry bag is great. You're going to need detergent, homemade, purchased, whatever you want. A drying rack. There's an image here of a drying rack down here at the bottom, all right? Drying racks are great for drying if you're just line drying a few things indoors. Always have one. It's fabulous. It's great. All right, and then you're going to need an iron and an ironing board. Even if you're somebody who absolutely hates ironing, there's going to come a time where you're going to need to iron something, and you're going to need an iron and an ironing board. You can have a tabletop ironing board like is shown in the picture here. That is great when you're living in small spaces, such as in a dorm room, or if just in a small apartment. Then you don't need the big whole contraption, but a tabletop ironing board is good. How to iron clothes, okay? All right, check the tag on your clothes to find the appropriate temperature. All right, never iron dirty or stained clothes. All right, the heat on the iron will instantly set any stains. All right, and then you're SOL. All right, make sure your the iron plate, so the silver part, the plate is clean. All right, if not, clean it with a little vinegar and some water. All right, to get it off. If it's really dirty, you can take it in. You can search online and figure out how to clean hard stains. But hopefully, you should be buying a new iron, and you should be avoiding that. All right, fill the iron with water. Distilled water is really best, but you can use tap water. If you're in a place like the beach where they have hard water, you really don't want to put tap water in. You definitely want to put it distilled because your iron plate will get dirty from the harsh chemicals in the water. All right, and also allow the iron to fully preheat for best results. All right, how to iron your clothes. For most fabrics, iron them on the wrong side of the fabric. That means the back side, so like the inside of your shirt. You're going to want to dampen your clothes before ironing. So you could have a spray bottle with water, okay? Or you could use starch. Starch, you just buy on the laundry aisle. It gives a nice, crisp, clean feeling to the fabric, and it keeps wrinkles at bay. The problem is it makes it easier to scorch your clothes or burn your clothes. It leaves a buildup on your iron, and it can make clothes feel really, really stiff. Like if you think of military stiff clothes, that's from starch. All right, you can use a product such as Magic Sizing, which is a starch alternative. It also helps make ironing more easily, gives a less stiff feeling than starch, helps keep wrinkles at bay, but not as well as starch. But it also increases your risk of scorching clothes and can leave a buildup on your iron. All right, so you're going to place the iron on the clothes and gently press to remove wrinkles. All right, if you want to avoid stretching the fabric, you're going to use the lift and press method. So you'll put the iron down, let it get the wrinkles out of that spot, lift it, move it to the next stop. Okay, the lift and press. All right, you can also iron fabric lengthwise to minimize stretching, so the length of the fabric. Be sure to line up the seams before you iron. All right, it sucks when you don't and you have one seam in one place and another seam in another place. It looks bad. All right, you're going to place creases in place where the body turns or curves. So that means like at the front of your legs where your legs are curving, all right, along the sides of your body where your body is curving to the other side of your body, all right, at the tops of the arms where the arms are turning. All right, and you want to hang up your clothes immediately after ironing to protect from wrinkles. All right, say we're lazy, like us all some days, and you don't want to actually iron your clothes. All right, best thing, if you don't want to iron your clothes, fold your clothes immediately after they finish in the dryer. All right, get them out of the dryer, fold them. All right, you can also, if you didn't do that, you can throw your clothes in the dryer with a few ice cubes, all right, and run it on medium or high heat for about 5 minutes. That'll create some steam in there and help release the wrinkles. All right, if you are super lucky and you have a dryer that is hooked up to water and has a steam cycle, you can use the steam cycle to release the wrinkles. All right, but that's a huge luxury that a lot of people do not have. All right, you can also use a chemical wrinkle releaser, like the Downy wrinkle releaser. All right, again, you're putting a chemical on there that smells. If you leave a chemical on any clothes, it makes your clothes stink faster. It can also make your clothes more flammable. All right, folding clothes. Again, folding clothes right out of the dryer prevents the wrinkles. It helps with compact storage. All right, how you fold depends on what you are folding and how you want it to store your clothes. All right, you want to find a method that leaves creases where you would like them and helps you maximize your storage space. So if you don't have a lot of storage, you want to fold very compactly. If you have plenty of storage, you can fold it less compactly. All right, you could, if you have a beautiful closet and you want to fold it like it's at the store, go for it, my friends. All right. All right, I believe this is the end of our laundry presentation. All right, be sure to continue with the laundry sorting card sort, and I hope this helps you be more successful at being independent. All right, have a great day.